Amid ongoing tensions between Iran and the United States, diplomatic negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program continue to grab global attention. Tehran has made clear it wants to keep nuclear dialogue focused, but has rejected expanding talks to include additional U.S. demands. Today, we break down what this means and why it matters. After years of strained relations, Iran and the United States resumed indirect nuclear negotiations in Geneva, mediated by Oman, with both sides agreeing on basic guiding principles. However, Iranian officials have emphasized that any agreement is not yet final and that discussions are still ongoing. Iran's approach highlights its preference to keep talks focused solely on its nuclear program, rather than broadening discussions to cover unrelated issues such as regional defense or other political demands. Tehran insists that its nuclear activities are peaceful and that it should retain its rights under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Iranian leaders have also made clear they reject efforts to widen the scope of negotiations beyond nuclear matters. Officials argue that attempts to include topics such as missiles, regional proxies, or internal policy are unacceptable conditions that risk derailing constructive diplomacy. This stance is rooted in Iranian statements that dialogue should remain focused and practical. Tehran has criticized what it sees as unrealistic or coercive demands from Washington, arguing that adding more issues just complicates an already complex negotiation. The tone from Washington has sometimes differed. U.S. officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, have noted that Iran hasn't addressed key American red lines, such as ceasing high-level uranium enrichment. Iran, for its part, sees these conditions as unrealistic without concrete assurances on sanctions relief. As a result, Iran insists on maintaining its enrichment to peaceful levels and solid guarantees that sanctions will be lifted if an agreement is reached. This has led to a diplomatic impasse where both sides carefully measure concessions and conditions. These talks take place against a backdrop of increased U.S. military presence in the Middle East, heightened regional tensions, and occasional military drills by Iran in strategic waters like the Strait of Hormuz. Regional geopolitics, including concerns from Israel and Saudi Arabia, also shape the environment, which makes diplomatic agreements even more complex. However, negotiators remain committed to dialogue, even if progress is cautious and incremental. In summary, Tehran continues to prioritize nuclear dialogue focused on practical, nuclear-only issues, rejecting broader negotiations. While some progress has been reported, deep differences remain. Whether a final deal can be reached depends on whether negotiators can bridge these gaps while balancing national interests, regional security, and international concerns.